Oh, you got 6 kills right at the start. Nice.
I got a strategy.
That's many. Yep.
Yeah. Hi guys, Mattias, and we are back with another engineer tutorial. And starting off here, I was able to get behind or slightly behind this tank. Here I'm behind it, placing the motion sensor mine, or as it's called, the PTKM1R. I gotta get used to that. It was called motion sensor mine in beta, and I really started enjoying using it from day one. Now, the most important thing to understand about the PTKM1R is that you don't need to place it like a traditional mine. The tank doesn't actually have to drive on it, or the car. I actually get more car kills with it than tank kills. No, it's a proximity mine. It, when triggered, when an enemy vehicle is in close proximity, it's actually triggered by sound, and because of that, you want to be a little bit sneaky with it. Try to make it look like it blends in with the environment. Try to find those already destroyed car wrecks, or where there's been some destruction with some buildings. So even if enemies look at it, they may not actually pay attention to it. As you know, when a car explodes or when a building collapses, it damages any nearby vehicle or infantry player. I'm not entirely sure if it also potentially triggers the explosion of a mine, whether the PTKM or any other. But until I know that, I'd rather not take my chances. So now, as you probably already know, when you spawn in with a motion sensor mine, you spawn in with one of them, but you can carry two. And that's why whenever I can, I pick up the support kit of, dead players, and I resupply myself. There it finally got off cooldown, and then I pick back up my kit again, and you see here how I am resupplying, well, my rockets, my PTKM mines, and here we have another one. Trying to place it a little sneaky there around the corner for the tank when it comes from this direction, so that it doesn't see it as it approaches towards the C flag. Now, I'm sure most people know by now that tanks takes most damage from above, so if you're up on a rooftop and you shoot down on the tank, or if you are able to guide a missile from above, then you will deal more damage to any tank. However, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you're trying to shoot a tank with the RPG from when you're on flat ground or on even a level with the tank, it's as if the turret doesn't actually have a hitbox at all. Now, I also decided to switch up my weapons a little bit from only playing SMG. Now, obviously, the reason why I was playing SMG as engineer is because the perk that you have for the engineer class is that with the SMGs, you have better hipfire. However, the increased hipfire benefits as engineer with the SMGs are more or less neglectable. I can barely tell any difference, if I can tell at all that there is a difference, so I have decided to go with a couple of weapons that I probably or maybe will like better, and perhaps this assault rifle is one of them. And yes, with mixed results, picking up other players' kits, you never really know what you're picking up, so it can be a little funny looking sometimes.
I don't think that's a tank, but I'm gonna kill it anyway.
Kill it anyway.
Yeah, that's gone.
Nothing needs to survive.
Leave none alive. Why does the none have to survive?
The nun. Yeah. Who said that the nun should be alive? So yes, as an engineer, you want to take any chances getting behind or above a tank, because that's the easiest way to take them out. I'm also sure that you noticed I'm not using the PTKM mines here. I'm using the M4A1 SLAM mines, and they attach to walls, lamp poles or flag poles. They attach to car racks, anything that is vertical basically, which means that in theory they should trigger even a heli. I'm not even sure. If you have a kill with slammer mines on something that flies, please let me know in the comment section below. So now, when you get really close up and personal to a tank, the one of the gadgets that I've had the most success with is actually the traditional standard AV mines, like that. Now with the slammer mines, I've had some mixed results where sometimes when I throw them directly on a tank they explode, sometimes they don't. On the other hand, even if you drop them on the ground, they actually do trigger, similarly to a regular AV mine, even though they don't really do the same amount of damage. Now, from one thing to another, I gotta ask you guys, if you're playing engineer, which I'm assuming you do if you're watching this video, do you think that the RPG is overpowered against the attack helis? Is it too easy to shoot down the attack helis with the RPG? Have you had a lot of success with it? Personally, I think the tow missile is way too easy to use, and I think that obviously the lock-ons are way too powerful, but the RPG, I think it's in a relatively good place. It is very, very satisfying to shoot down helis with the RPG though, especially if you do it right after you just killed an enemy tank.
Killing every vehicle that comes out.
Yeah, well, one heli went down. Now, if you didn't know it, whatever gadget you have in your inventory or in your loadout, you can pick up enemies equivalent. So here you see me, I'm with the slam mines here. I'm dropping one so that I have one free in my inventory, and then I pick up an enemy one and I place it on the same place, and it's now mine. You can do this with, of course, the AV mines, you can do this with the PTKM mines, and also with the anti-infantry mines of the recon class, or the scout class, sorry. And as I said before, you can benefit a lot from switching from one type of mine to another. Problem is, you might focus more on placing mines than, you know, other aspects of the game. It happens to me all the time, and unfortunately that has a tendency to get me killed and lose out on a lot of capture points. Well, I'm switching to the regular mines. Yes, now back to the AV mines again, and check this out.
Like more damage, I don't know what.
Yeah, it's possible. But the
Yeah,
mines,
the regular mines do more damage, but they're easier to spot.
yeah, you have to actually drive on them. Just wait for it, guys. This one is worth it. Look at the minimap, see what's coming.
The RPG update? Ah!
As you can see there, one of those mines didn't actually drop down on the ground, so it is a little tricky to do, a little risky, but you know, every once in a while pays off. Now, in all fairness, the AV mines are not the most reliable when it comes to throwing them down on the ground from an elevated position. What I haven't tried out at all is whether or not it's worth it to place a PTKM mine on an elevated position, like here for example, and if it will trigger and take out a tank. Now, unlike the AV mines and the PTKM mines, the slam mines can actually be thrown a little bit, somewhat similar to C4. So yes, a lot of what this video is covering are things that are relatively new for most of us, and if you have any questions, please ask in the comment section, and you know, I live stream basically every day, so check it out on my main channel, and big thanks for watching. What? That killed me?
Mine next to me, I don't know, move on that. Oh, there was a mine there.
Back off. Ha 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 ha. Oh, that's satisfying. Hey, Joa, how you doing?